Hello. Hmm. It is Saturday, and that means we are continuing Disco Elysium today. Now, I don't remember where we were exactly. I think we were on the shore. Yeah, we crossed over the shore and we were exploring a little bit. Little town there. Hmm. Hmm. I apologize. It may take me a little bit to fully wake up. Had a long night last night because of the fan fest for Final Fantasy 14. Okay. So we just talked to him.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks
Oh,
slightly
that's
rusted.
right. We have a house now.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement. But just so you know, after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
The key
Okay.
turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now.
All right. Let's see what we got in here. So I thought the fan fest was pretty good. I don't know, not quite as hype as the Shadowbringers one was, but that's sort of to be expected. Like they didn't have many people there. Like they couldn't have like big cheering crowds or anything like that. So it makes sense. Hmm. Freaky. It's fiction magazines, books about bird watching, almanac from 39. Hmm.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside
Oh,
the wash basin.
is shaving the right call?
The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic. A fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up and be born anew.
Hmm. Let's give it a shot.
Like an artist with a brush or a master swordsman, you use the small mirror and the straight razor with some soap to remove all that unkempt hair from below the nose line. The sharp blade
Yeah.
scrapes against your skin, producing
Look,
scratches.
changes the portrait.
The surface underneath the beard feels tender, the air brushing against it chilly.
He looks a little weird, but better than the mutton chops. Feel your
feels so
clean
smooth,
shaven cheeks.
surprisingly so. A feeling of freshness overcomes you, as if you just came from a cold bath.
But was shaving the right call?
The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. Despite the bulbous nose, unkempt hair, and persistent swelling, you look a little younger, maybe. The beardless nature of your cheeks makes the expression seem even more like a terrifying menace.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, in a general sense, he looks better, but the expression isn't helping much. What's here?
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it.
We got a very low chance to fix this.
Still not
Nope.
happening. It won't come off that
What roll
easy.
did we get? Well, we weren't that far off. About 3 off. Let it be for now. There's something up here. A Korozhev jacket that gives +1 logic. Might be useful. Don't need to sleep right now. It's very early. Okay, I think that's everything. I wonder if Kim has any comments on this new facial hair arrangement. Got anything to say about it?
Yes?
Oh, so I shaved.
Yes. I don't know what to say. Perhaps.
What is it? You can tell me, Kim.
I'm not really sure about this turn of events. I think the mutton chops might have been a better idea. They sort of seem to cover up some of the. Either way, good on you. You were saying?
Nothing. So we got a nice house now. We don't need to pay to sleep. Let's talk to more of the people around town.
Hi, officer.
Woman in a raincoat stands in the quay, considering an overturned boat. A sword and a scabbard hangs from her hip.
Anything I can help you with?
That depends. Where are we exactly?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Why?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
I have questions. The first is, what's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. And that was actually the second one.
Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Nice sword. Does it come with a story?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks mostly.
Hold on. Do you know how to use it?
Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot.
But not when you're in a tight spot.
It is imposing.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
Why would you need intimidation tactics?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
So where are all the men now?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Where's your husband now?
Gone.
Gone where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
Oh. Wait for her to continue.
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty.
Wow.
Bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later.
That's
Now,
unfortunate.
before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, Know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
It's healthy to let go and move on. Gotta keep the wheels spinning.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This
Those
is
are her
neither a
kids.
touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better drunk. Ask her. Both of you would need some action.
Do it! Hit on the widow! It's the right thing to do!
I disagree. I'm looking for someone. Maybe you can help.
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for missing cryptozoologists.
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
People who look for animals mainstream scientists deny exist.
Aha! Like snowmen.
Snowmen? I haven't heard about those.
2 old guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
Wait, the like?
Right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men burning rhinos. You get the picture.
Where'd they go?
I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
That's it. Not looking for anyone else right now.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
I was asked to get your signature.
Were you? This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
Everart's planning to turn some of the village into a youth center.
What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that
Thought what exactly?
Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too.
Here, use my pen.
He has a pen in everything.
Hmm.
Here you go.
Wait, why did you sign it?
I shouldn't have.
I mean, it's Everard, so it's probably a mistake.
Probably, but it is a youth centre and I have children. Got to give them something else to do. They're cute and small now, but they're growing up fast. I had my first drink when I was 11 because I was so bored. Anyhow, you also need Isabel's signature. If it's a bad idea, she won't sign. You'll find she's a tougher nut to crack than me.
What do you do around here?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
Little skiff. What else?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insular Indian cuisine.
Is that enough to make a living?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
This is what is called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded right now.
Interesting. What have you found?
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
I need to know about those human bodies.
Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, officer. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life already. Very unattractive bunch.
Yeah, maybe stay clear of the things reminding her of the floater she used to be married to. Just saying.
Don't know a good spot yet. Explore the coast. Giving you a big old hint there. So I take it that's your skiff?
Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
Sunny days.
Aye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that?
No, ma'am. We have no quarrel with sunny days.
Good. 'Twould have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day. Bad news for the skiff, bad news for the nets, bad news for the kids.
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the slushy snow melt on the yellow belly of the boat.
When do you think the boat will be ready?
In time, when the sea turns and the winds settle, she will be ready.
Hmm.
Who?
I guess she doesn't know where the other
How can I
person
assist
is.
you then, officer?
What are these doing in the fish? Franco-Nigerian cavalry boots. They're gonna be a whole thing why they're there. I might put these on instead of my shoes. Shoes are kinda the. Let's put that on. What else we got? Okay. Alright, so is there anyone else around here? There's some stuff here. Money. School of fish swimming in the kelp. Anyone else around here? A primer for small kids. Anyone in here? Oh, hello, Keck. I didn't see you there. How's it been? There's a kid in here.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Are you Lillian's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
What's that? Point at the stuffed bird hanging from the ceiling.
It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken skewer you almost certainly broke.
Yeah, but what's it for?
I don't know.
Can I have it? I know someone who really likes stuffed birds.
Sure, just go and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, you just need to grab it from the ceiling and go.
What's that thing you're holding?
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Lammy looks soft.
Yes, very soft.
Press your cheek against Lammy.
Isn't he soft?
Heals morale.
Bye.
Okay, we have permission to get this. Can take that back to Gat. Might be happy. Ooh, this might be able to get us the leverage we need to sing karaoke. We'll have to try that later in the day. Explore around here. Let's see. Rust colored water. Rust-eaten letters read Mazoot. Definitely was polluted. No way around that. Definitely polluted. Rear tire of motor carriage. It's back here. Water runs from the west. The source is upstream. Broken pipe. What's this here? We can get to the other side of it. What's down here? I don't think we can get there. Let's try for the other side of this. Beams are splintered. Bridge didn't collapse on its own. Artillery broke it. Can't get there from here. A little further in, maybe. There's some people up there. Yeah, here we go. This wraps around. No boat in the boathouse today. It's in there. Magnesium. Oh my god, just what we need. Oversized superstar sunglasses. Gonna put those on immediately. We are a Hobocop superstar. Shoddily constructed boathouse. Ooh, there's something there. Money. What's up here? What's this?
Scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Oh my god, look at all these bullet holes. I haven't seen any other bullet holes in the walls before, somehow.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual, even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
We need more visual calculus for this. Wondering if we have any equipment that will help with that. I know this lowers it, so we'll need to get rid of that temporarily. Oh, these increase it actually. We'll use that. Alright, I think that's all we got.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
I'm gonna give it 2 tries, maybe?
Unable to piece together the big picture just now, there's a hole in their hypothesis.
Fine, okay.
The scattering of bullet holes looks like one giant smiling mouth, smiling its dead.
Alright, so we'll use our stat points to add one more visual calculus. And we'll try this one more time.
Wall, reaching from one, a row
Oh,
of
we got it
shades
this time.
stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet, no sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side.
Uh-oh.
Snowflakes fall on the wooden planks and the surrounding sand dunes, covering the land with the white of innocence. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to 2 options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who were they?
Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world.
Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? Men of duty, dark duty.
Who were they?
Murderers, twisted by orders, young boys forced into killing.
Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air, the lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Him. Who was who in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces. It could even have been the employees of the failed R&D center down the coast, as the building was taken over by the revolutionaries.
Or maybe...
What about people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Okay.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
That's some, spooky history there. An old ticket taker booth. People paid money to park here? No one would pay now. No kidding. On this side of things. Be some money here. Barred shut and inaccessible. What's in here? Elm peepo peepo. Okay, I think that's everything here. Except for this. Little money in there. Nothing further down there. Oh, hey. You one of the cryptozoologists? Tiny cages, must be.
Here we go. Nice and easy.
Yeah.
No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
Oh, this is the same voice actor as the limbic system.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Gary the crypto-fascist. A cryptozoologist and a crypto-fascist. That's a pretty good bit. You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
Yeah, that was me. I broke the water lock with my motor carriage, but it's fixed now. You can go back. Should I just tell the whole story? Yeah, it's funnier.
You broke the water lock with a motor carriage. There was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter.
I guess you're right. It was really the sign's fault. Anyway, you can go back now.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Okay, we'll need to go back into town anyway.
Always on the brink of some breakthrough. He won't leave if there's a sliver of hope. The great find might happen.
The great finds.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we go in.
For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for.
Which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it so difficult to find?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there?
Oh, yeah.
And I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists in our present case.
So, what sorts of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing
cause hallucinations.
But I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something
Hmm.
paranatural about this phasmid.
So how big is this phasmid?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
Why are you so interested in this stick bug? Doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of of any cryptozoologist's career.
Hmm.
But to
I
study
think it should be
its
safe to
defenses,
increase the
find out
volume
how
here
it
a little
stayed
bit.
hidden so long.
That way maybe you will be able to hear the voices more clearly. You discovered about it so far.
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
Not yet.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real. By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
What would it be like to grasp and hold onto something you think is next to you, or just behind you, like a trace of vapor you exhaled one spring morning as a child? This is what he's searching for. A spectre.
Lena said there has been a sighting of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically.
Oh?
It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out?
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
Parthenogenesis?
Yes, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
That's pretty clever.
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
There's nothing dispassionate about the way he talks about the insect.
Tell me more about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Lena designed the traps?
Yes.
More than some, he admires this about her.
How do the traps work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
So what are you using as bait then?
Locusts.
Locusts.
Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm.
Okay, so what will you do if these traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
Can't fault that logic.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Okay.
Yes. What?
Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on. She wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
What? Let Lena down? Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the Phasmid somehow.
I didn't know the Phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 40th century, and it's hers.
She's seen it?
Really? She's sighted the Phasmid? She didn't tell me that.
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious Phasmid.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian Phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Doesn't sound like he's doing great. Maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, come back to check the traps later.
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the Phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
I'm all in with this cryptid shit. I'm hooked.
Caught the bug, I see. It's easier to get caught up in the search than you'd imagine.
Where are these traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another is set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them... You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
So what do I do if there's a Phasmid in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
What if I encounter the Phasmid in the wilds?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Lay it on me, thick. This will probably affect other checks. People will think we're all stinky.
I hope you're not buying this. It dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
I'm ready. Let's get to it.
Right, which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
Hmm.
What about his eager to leave friend Gary there? Talk to him too, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. So, how did you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up, if you prod a little.
So you're living your childhood dream out here.
It's not child's play, just because I have to trade through the mud every so often.
Have you ever discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many cryptids have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemnee, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes. 2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
So only 2 have proven to be real?
Yes, the Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Hugo Grad, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
And the Insulidian phasmid will be the 3rd.
Indeed. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revachol to Dushantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
So why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too.
Real? I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
Honestly, being a cryptozoologist trumps most of the garbage I've seen people do.
My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
And has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying.
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
What kinds of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
Thanks for explaining
Yes.
that. Let's talk about specific cryptids.
All right. What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what.
You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena, or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
I know all about the kind green ape. Look, I even have a kind green ape pen.
I see you've been talking about cryptids with Lena. The kind green ape is one of her favourites.
A warm wave passes him. Of course, the kind green ape is her favorite, he thinks.
We travelled to South Safra to look for it once. Gary and I got stuck in a rainstorm, though, and had to spend most of our time there in a little village. The search was fabulously unsuccessful, but the people were very nice. I'm glad they didn't understand what Gary was saying about them.
What? South Safra? They're just on a different rung of the ladder, Morale. I had no problem with them.
Really? You kept complaining about how dirty everything is, but we digress.
They're a nascent culture. I just didn't feel comfortable. And let's change the topic, okay? Talk about your critters. Or whatever.
Yes, back to cryptozoology. You don't want to sow disagreement between friends.
I know about the most dangerous cryptid, the Gnome of Jeroma.
Formerly the most dangerous, yes. But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid?
He doesn't want to make it feel like you knowing it is some big deal.
I can try to guess.
Believe me, you won't guess it. You either know or you don't.
Okay, what is it then?
The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant, known colloquially as the dread moose.
the dread moose.
Yes, the dread moose subsists entirely on flesh. It has even been known to dig up fresh graves in search of sustenance.
Hold on, does it also attack people?
Human remains have been found deep in the forest, torn apart, then trampled into the mulch by large hooves. Infer from that what you will.
Okay, what does the dread moose look like?
Just like an ordinary ardent moose.
Then how can you tell if it's the ordinary or the dread kind?
You can't. That's what makes it so dreadful and hard to identify.
I am 100% behind the dread moose. I utterly believe it exists.
Of course you do.
The bodies found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence. There's more. Sightings in Vasa, reaching back 4 centuries. But, of course, nothing satiates the skepticism of...
A detective. Pardon me, I did not wish to seek conflict. It's simply my training to question things.
Understood, Lieutenant.
I know the biggest cryptid, the giant of Cocoa Nut. No, it's Cocoa Nur. Not
That's
Cocoa Nut.
impressive, I guess. But have you seen it with your own eyes?
Truth, no.
Of course you haven't.
Have you seen it?
I haven't had a chance to travel to Coco Nor. No. And I likely never will. The Samaskill desert region has been embroiled in a small civil war for the last 8 years. I fear this mindless barbarism may have wiped out the elusive creature entirely. Sightings of towering luminosities have grown rare recently, while they once used to be constant.
I know about Creobacter catlensis.
Oh, everyone knows about that one, thanks to Professor Mijanu being the talk of the town for a time. Although, probably because her life ended as a result of her work in Gutler, no one remembers her contributions to the search for the Nongok.
The Nongok?
A flightless cursor owl found in the Seminine Isles. Its long legs permit the Nongok to run faster than any other avian, perhaps any other animal, who knows. When it's not hunting its prey in this manner, the Ock hangs from tree branches, like a bat, waiting to dive on hapless prey below on the jungle floor. Mijanu liked extreme animals, you see. One of the few figures of the academic establishment I respect. Really a shame she disappeared.
Hey gang, looks like we got a mystery on our hands. When did she disappear?
Oh, decades ago. In the 30s. I didn't know her personally, of course. The chasm of academic pretension still stood before us, even though she had unusual courage for someone from the other side.
Which cryptid did you almost catch? You said before that you almost caught one.
A willow person. It's a long story. One non-specialists would find rather dull.
What are willow people?
They're not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees. They're very, very thin, almost flat in fact, and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
Wait, so we may have seen these willow people without knowing it?
You probably have.
How did you almost catch a willow person?
Gary and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paint. It was a bright lavender colour, I was hoping one of the Willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself.
Oh?
After waiting in hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow dashing through the grove.
And then?
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant. You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, it was faster than me.
A lavender shadow.
I know you think we were snacking on funny mushrooms. It's easier to mock someone and to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined. Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic.
And Lena's setting the phasmid, is that?
Confirmed. It's 100% verified and meets all the standards of an authentic cryptid sighting.
Just tell me about a cool cryptid. Any cryptid.
No offense, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories. Me? I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. And I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence. By all means.
Okay, I think that's everything. So let's talk to Gary now.
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer. Yellow man. I mean, officer.
He just comes right out with it.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly.
Good
and
grief.
takes out his notebook.
Not a very crypto fascist, are you?
Yellow man. That sounds awfully familiar. Something to keep in mind for later.
No, discard that thought.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Not a lover of the great outdoors?
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Drunks and degenerates, that's my crew.
Dark times will do that to good men.
Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
Do you know anything about the man hanged behind the whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
So you do know something about it?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
all.
He's not feeling very comfy in his clothes, is he? Strange.
Is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
You look like the kind of guy who might have a collection of mugs like this. In his colonial mug collection.
How do you mean? Forgive me, officer, but we've only just met.
You're acting kind of suspicious. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of a lynching?
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you?
Okay, let's just do it for a trivial amount. I am for 20 real.
Okay, I deserve that. And I won't do it again. You have my word. I don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property, I've been having trouble at work lately. The Koikos are price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please, let me explain. It's not like that.
Do?
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happens?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
How did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Bohemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
What's that strange sound?
What sound?
That clinking I just heard when you moved.
Really? There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
What sound? I haven't the slightest. There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though.
The sound you heard was not the sound of something.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
Wait, does this mean you've been in his apartment on Everart's behalf? That was his colonial mug collection. Perhaps this could soften him up further.
Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
There probably is a follow-up to this, but you can't think of any. Doesn't matter. Waste of time anyway. Gotta keep moving.
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next racist will be a really good one?
Yes.
Well, this is that racist.
Are you, Gary? Are you racist?
Hey, man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
The lieutenant is a true Vachelier. Why did you call him a Saolite?
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
So, Gary, you live nearby, an apartment in Martinez?
Sure do, officer.
His eyes narrow slightly. He's wondering where this is going.
Have you found your door open lately?
In my home. Yes. when I was going to... How did you know?
Nothing. Just wanted to ask if your door has been unlocked lately. Now I have.
Is this about the Union? Did the big man open the door?
No, I did per his request.
So you work for Everard Clare? Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him. What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me.
As he lowers his tone, he hunches his back.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but he doesn't like you.
I was probably talking too loud in the whirling the other night. About some theories. Stupid. Shouldn't have run my mouth loud like that.
Theories.
I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you, or the Union, just ask, okay? I'll try to help if I can.
This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop himself up with a lot of anger to keep it together.
The weather vane has turned. He cannot be unturned.
He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door opening operation.
We have an even composure check here. We can give it a shot. We have skill points.
That shirt looks
Success.
very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath it.
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Give me that armor, now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you.
But?
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
Do you know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union, but I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word. I don't know, and I won't be running my mouth on this subject anymore.
Are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again. I won't mess with Mr. Clare either. You have my word.
Thank you for your cooperation. Okay. We can go check the traps now. I'm sure there's an entry on our log with where they all are. There's one here. I remember that.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Look around.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently.
Reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
It'll be in the next one, surely.
Surely. Anyway, the air is nice and fresh here.
Let's leave. Okay. There's something here. Some money. Didn't crash every from seeing Revachol. Hopefully. Kick drum pulse. Shadow of a very large building. Rune 1147. Dusty pews in the shadows. It's over here. Full of holes. Could the post hide treasure? Look inside. Treasure. Let's grab this stuff. Got lots of healing items. Stockpiling a good amount. A little cash on the ground there. Altar shrouded in dark. Or something like that. Too dark to tell. Okay. There should be a trap around here. Then we can go back and explore. So we found it. Rock. Rock money. Discarded barrel. There it is.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. Another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place.
Let's look around.
The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to be waiting for something.
Reach for the trap.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
Let's keep going. Next one is the lucky one.
Yep. The next one has a crab trapped in it. These are just crab traps, you do realize?
Pretty much. Let's see what's around here. Cigarette butts. Campfire. Control box. There's a ladder there. There's some stuff here. A scented scarf. Something in the far distance. Take a mental note. Tomotiri seems important somehow. Okay, so we got that. So we took care of the one that's past the church. Stuff. A white polo shirt. Reduces empathy. That's a good bit. Okay, now that we've got that, let's backtrack and explore the stuff.
Old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
What is this thing anyway?
It's military, a service depot of some sort.
You used to service what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
Oh, let's not try the red check with a 0 chance. Rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. Chain trails off into the ocean. Okay, this must be the church. Let's check it out.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation
Oh,
appears
it's
in stark
padlocked.
contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Rattle the doors to see if they open.
Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
I don't think that's going to work.
Inspects the carpentry.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. 2 large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run your hand over a beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Let's take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting. So,
Oh. What's that sticker? Let's look at it.
you see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it
A
smile,
smiling
and the
dead
X's
guy.
make it dead.
Have you seen a symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Try to peel off the sticker without ripping it.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker on your ledger, right on the cover.
Voila. Looks very modern.
Inspect the staple.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock.
If you really think we should get in there, we need to find some other way.
Should we start with that kick drum coming from the ice?
Yes, the pulsing bass. An indication of junior
Indication of junior delinquency. Sorry, Tien Pineapple. You are banned. It is illegal to be famous here. That's against the law, as officers of the Revachol Citizen Militia. Okay. Follow the base. That was coming from here, I believe. Before you, a drawbridge. Let's see if it's possible to... Oh, we can go around. Interesting. Nothing up here, though. Maybe down. Must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Yellow moss on the stones. Probably stolen from someone's garden.
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Oh, hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing.
Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat?
Huh?
Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder.
I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I should, and I do. Point at your hat.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's nice. You should wear one too if you plan on staying outside in this weather.
Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law.
Yeah, I'm gonna fill that authority check. I'm not even trying. Is that kind of language really necessary?
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. I was concentrating on something else. My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me.
What's your name?
Estelle.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness.
And your surname?
Why?
I'm from the police. It's for the paperwork.
Okay, it's Berger.
You have little reason to doubt that's her real name, but she's not all that surprised by this cop show questioning, is she?
What's that device you have there?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
And the wires?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
What's a contact microphone?
A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. You could maybe bug someone with it. Wiretapping.
How does that thing work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Where'd you get the mic from?
Same place I got the recorder from, the Palaceum.
What's the Palaceum?
Oh man, you haven't been to the Palaceum? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though.
That's interesting. Who's this Arno guy?
Oh, yeah. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person.
I get down.
I don't know what that means.
I grind.
I don't know what that means either.
Nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock in the form of a wrecked tape player in a completely trashed hostel room.
That's cool.
You're right, time has deserted me.
Sucks, man. Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps?
Okay. Actually, I had some non-mic questions for you.
Okay.
What are you doing out here in the cold?
Recording, I guess.
What is it you're recording exactly?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound.
What happened to the old headphones?
Wait, what happened to the headphones?
My boyfriend sold them.
What for?
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
Everything checks out, sire.
And what are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps?
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
Yes, nod.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be, like, a music place anyway.
Yeah, there's like multiple genres of stuff like that. I think one of them is musique concrète. I think it's like French.
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
She looks at the recording device, the thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape. It's turning out to be an empty fantasy. She feels childish, very useless all of a sudden.
Oh.
Take this, you're cold.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay.
Give her your hat. Here, you need this more than I do.
Thanks.
Oh. You said it's supposed to be a music place. What is?
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not gonna be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
And who are these boys?
The boys?
Yeah. Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church.
It's supposed to become, like, a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Palaceum. Except that, yeah.
What is anodic dance music?
You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Right. Like what?
Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that.
You see clear, beautiful, violent flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. That is what the future will look like, if it ever comes.
So you want to turn the church into a club?
I know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it. Hey, you two are cops.
Yes, why do you ask?
Okay, well, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys. Because there are some strange things going on in that church.
A mystery.
If you're police, you should look into it, right?
Might be connected to her case. Lots of things end up being connected. I'll talk to him.
They're inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else?
Did you put that padlock on the church door?
No,
No?
not really, no.
So this isn't yours?
It's Noid's.
Wait, is this Noid a friend of yours?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Why'd this Noid person put a padlock on the church door?
To keep more weirdos from getting in. Fucking Martinelli's.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It's got the worst weirdos. If you get around to it, ask Andre about them, he'll tell you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Go ahead.
You seem surprisingly comfortable with being questioned. Why is that?
Well, it's just questioning, right? You're just questioning me. It's what cops do.
Have you been questioned before?
Once or twice, yeah. I'm sorry I haven't had the Revachol experience they get east of the river.
What's east the river?
Rich people. Rich people are east of the river.
I bet they're really rich. They must be very special people to be so rich.
Oh, they are. And I'm scum.
You're not scum.
Oh, but I am.
But what trouble have you gotten into with the police?
The usual. I had a shitty run as a teenager.
What's the usual?
You know, drinking, getting into fights. The ugly stuff that happens when you move out your parents' place at 13. In Forberg.
Wait, what is in Faubourg?
Is this a rhetorical question?
No, I literally can't remember even the most basic terms sometimes.
Faubourg, not in Faubourg, is a massive banlieue south of Jamrock Quarter. It is the largest ghetto in Revachol, possibly the world.
Oh, okay. And why did you have to move out when you were so young?
My dad was a drunk. Plus, I guess, I just wanted to drink too, you know. Get my party on.
Drinking, partying, and disco music are bad for you. You should take me as a warning example.
She nods very cautiously.
Huh. Let's give this a shot.
The device is still warm from her touch and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo, Omicron, adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands.
I'm sorry you have to sit here on the ice feeling miserable. At your age, or any age in this weather, waiting for it to get dark.
She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup.
The people who built this world intended for it to be better for you, but they failed. It's easier to live in their failure with this by your side.
The wind howls. She remains silent. It's real. Tell her.
It's not a childish fantasy. It can be a real weapon against what's coming for you now.
What is?
The dark.
I know. I'll stick to it.
Something changes between you two. She looks at you differently now. As an equal. A fellow human being.
So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer?
You said eating me? There's nothing eating me.
Come on, I can tell. But, okay. Be a boyadero about it if you want to.
I guess there is something that's been making my life hell.
What is it?
I think it's the plight of the working class.
Oh. Really?
The golem of capital runs rampant, smashing creator and slave alike. I fear the process is irreversible.
Wow. Social justice really matters that much to you. That's commendable. It really had you shaken up there. Are you sure that's it, though?
I haven't seen much of this world, but from what I've seen, social justice is an adolescent term. Sounds almost liberal. What's got me shaken up is the people's struggle, and it's got me shaken up bad.
Yeah, man. They're pretty bad.
Makes me sick thinking about the thousands and millions, billions. How many people are there, actually? How many people are there in the world?
3.6 billion, not counting those in sale.
Really? That many? Reduces me to tears thinking of the 3.6 billion and God knows how many more in that seal place, crushed in the tyranny of the market.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Are you sure you're not just hung up on some chick, though?
Perhaps.
I'm positive. Now, I had some questions for you before all this started.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's it for now.
Okay, bye.
That was fruitful. Good talk.
A pane of Eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
What is this?
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
Okay.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Bonk. Ballistic markings, pull, trash.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is.
Okay, squeeze in.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Oh, hello, Sophie. Oh, I see. See, I tried to host the stream, but it didn't seem to be working at the time. So I just went and watched it on the official channel. I'm sorry if you were like talking into the void here and it actually was working. Because I did say I'd be there and I wasn't. I'll be doing it again tonight, and I'll try to keep better track of whether or not it's actually working. Oh yeah. It's looking pretty hype. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. Coupe Lange, engine starting fluid. Canister is filled with what appears to be water. Label says distilled. A speaker, the big kind they use for live music. Pile of nasal sprays, brand name Nociped Ultra. This guy's their leader,
A youngish
Andre.
man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Shake it.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead.
Hmm.
Egg!
Egg!
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Wait, how many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Mm.
Place is a shithole.
Mm.
I
No
apologise for
kidding.
my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
Yeah, there's no need. The place is pretty bad.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
Mm.
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face. Don't fall for it.
Enough histrionics. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads. Burnouts.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol.
Mm.
Strike that. The word.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there were the worst kind.
Mm.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are.
Hmm. I feel like you may be laying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about these dopeheads and burnouts?
They're spooky.
What exactly do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
Hmm.
People just wanna spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
I'll look into it. Tell me more.
All right, man.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchanged giddy looks.
So, Estelle told me Noid put the padlock on the door. Why?
Oh, so you met her. Good, good.
He's not as glad as he would like you to think. There's concern in his voice.
I did ask Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
I'll need the key.
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
Be the cool cop.
You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left.
Catch it.
Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly.
Play it cool.
The speed freak nods to you. A respectful nod. You proved something here.
How long have those people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
How can you be sure they haven't starved to death?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
85% is not good enough when you're dealing with another person's physical well-being.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. I guess it wasn't very hardcore of us to just lock them in like that. Me too. I shouldn't have that kind of power over another person. I'm not the one with the violence monopoly here. You are. I'm glad that key is out of my hands now.
Right, other questions.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Who exactly are these people inside the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't even seen them and you want the police involved?
Well, there's also the machinery.
This machinery is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned. empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around.
Strange machines.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Hmm.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
The feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
Hmm.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
Felt like silence. Hmm.
For this man, even regular silence is awful enough. But that was something greater.
Hmm. But you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
What was that about something watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
It was
Hmm.
this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
A crab man?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
Hmm.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Are you sure there was a crab man?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
So he hasn't
Mhm.
even been in there lately. Is he afraid?
Hmm.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
Mm-hmm.
The implications of this are too numerous to consider. Proceed with caution. Learn all you can before entering that dark building.
Mm-hmm. So, can you tell me more about this machinery?
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably,
Mhm.
very likely.
So, how can you be sure they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't even seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't, but I am.
Why not? Let's go with that.
I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument.
I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you.
Alright, let's talk about something else.
Sure. What?
You mentioned some kind ecclesiates own the church. Who are these ecclesiates?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
Before we go on, what do you mean by meteoran?
You know, of Meteo. Concerning Meteo.
Meteo?
Meteo, a country on Muindi. On the Muindi Isla.
And what is the founding party?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know? I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation.
Fans?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian church.
Hmm.
Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the innocentic system, no?
They sound like exactly the kind of who would want loud anodic music in their church.
You're right, they do.
The Pericarnassian church is about love, and Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance. Love is hardcore. Unity.
Unity!
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters.
No words, enjoy the beat.
Feels good.
I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What's a posse?
Your posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cup posse. You look out for each other and you party together. That's a posse.
Hmm.
2 men and a woman stand on the beach, under a row of houses long abandoned to war damage. The words, "Felled Electrical," have peeled off the turn-of-the-century waterfront development. One of the men carries a small boy on his shoulders. The boy looks up at the faded logo. The woman says to him, Good to see you here, Special Consultant. We're worried about the Lieutenant Yefreto. Why are you worried about the Lieutenant Yefreto? Asks the boy. Then a wave comes crashing in.
I guess love can be pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah, it can.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
Right, how could the founding party be anything but enthusiastic? Dance music is about love, and so is the Paracanesian Church.
Yeah! Yakokata! The place to be!
He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericarnassianism.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
Which people do you mean? Like the religious people? These guys in the tent?
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving.
Yeah! Let it out! Let the disco happen! Bring the disco into this world! Get this church shit on, and then dance there, motherfucker!
You feel like you could go for a little disco when, or if they get this club going. You've got it in you.
I don't think so. I think they're just like a composite of various artist personalities, really. Like most of these fictional personalities are. Wanted to ask you about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even is running water.
And it's distilled too.
Oh. It's the one they sell at the fuel station.
What's with all the Nosifed?
The what now?
The Nosifed Ultra, you have a lot of it lying around.
Oh, the old Ultra. I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
You sound fine to me.
Yes, that's all Nosifed's doing. Without the noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Oh, well, they didn't get very detailed at the, what was it? Like the big opening thing where they had the big dump of like all the info. Like it didn't get very detailed. So they're doing a data center visit system, but they didn't get into what that would entail. Like they said, they implied that you would be able to queue for content with your friends using the data center visit system, but they said there would be more restrictions than there are in the world visit system. So I don't know exactly what those restrictions will be.
Nosifed is the shit.
And they sort of just showed what the other new job, the Reaper, looks like. They didn't really go over any of its skills, and the video was mostly just seemed to be like going through a basic combo and showing that it has like this sort of spectral like stand and that it can empower its attacks. That's pretty much all we know on that. One thing they did reveal though, male Vieira, that's definitely coming. And they also said that there would be female Hrothgar, but they need a lot more time on that, so it probably won't be out by the expansion release. Okay, the next thing. I get the Nosifed, but what about the engine starting fluid?
The engine starting fluid? It's for starting engines.
Well, what engines do you start with it?
What's with the goddamn Romangarod earrings? It's cold. The fluid's for the generator.
Okay, I'm not gonna press it. Yeah, Rothgels, that's a good name. I like that. Like, Rogadames.
Yes.
Not gonna press that.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Probably can't make that check.
As always,
We'll leave it for
we'll
now.
be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah.
Let's talk to the other guys. Maybe they'll have more information on the
A
church.
young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Walshy tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says, as though you're supposed to be sharing some tremendous evangelical secret.
Oh yeah, it will be really nice to be able to play with people from different regions. I kind of wonder if they'll be working on infrastructure to reduce the ping loss that will occur when you try to do that. It would be cool if they are.
Hardcore!
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega!
Alright.
Here comes the night!
Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think? The
Let's
young
give
man
that another
with
shot.
the tape recorder.
This is hardcore. It's hardcore! Skibbity, skibberdanger. I am the rearranger.
Your cop training did not prepare you for this. What to do?
Back to the heavyweight jam. Hardcore! Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega.
What if I say nothing continually?
Internally coherent. All core! All right! Yeah!
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah!
Is it though? But is it? I mean, really?
Yeah.
Feels like you should reply with the very pinnacle of idiocy here, so that things get totally transcendent. But you haven't gotten there yet, so you don't know what to say.
I am the mic enforcer. I am the chicks checker. Yeah!
Okay,
Be
this is
close.
funny.
True, hard, full, car. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent.
I was wondering if you knew who killed the mercenary hanging behind the Whirlinging Rags
Good morning,
hostel.
yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakokata, the place to be. It's the message, so listen and you will see. No illusion. The spirit is what you feel.
Okay, let's
So
talk to
you had a talk
Noid.
with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid. Good. It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
Sign?
Yeah, gotta compare. See if we can align.
Interesting.
I suck at socialising, man. Even now, our
Fair.
sign synchronisation is way off. But I'll see what I can do.
I saw a sticker on the padlock. Can you tell me anything about it?
A sticker? You mean the yellow one? Can you describe it to me?
Okay, it's a yellow circle, a human face with X's for eyes, and a smile underneath. I think the X's mean the guy's dead.
Good, good. What did you want to know?
Was I right? Is it a dead guy smiling?
Yes, you're the 23rd person to get it right. And I've asked 23 people. Looks like it's a dead guy smiling to the entire human race.
Why do you think that's so?
We're all the same. Same eyes, same smiles, same death.
Okay, what does it mean?
He defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history, we are always already dead. How can we ever smile then? Because history is a lie. So
Yeah.
is deaths. The present moment and life are the hardcore. The hardcore expels death.
Okay.
Or maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats.
I'm thinking maybe the smiling dead guy is a symbol for communism. It's also dead but doesn't care.
Yeah, that interpretation holds.
I think we've exhausted the subject for now.
I guess one could write an entire treatise on the thing. But what for?
Tell me about the machines you saw in the church.
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery.
Long wave machinery.
Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
What's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it though.
The sickest. That's perhaps why it should be researched.
The supernatural. So you think it's real, that it actually exists?
Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Why are you called Noid?
The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
It's not easy to reach a harmonic resonance of signs without some adjustment.
Does this mean we need sign matching?
Yes, further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve this would be by getting us into the church.
What about now? Are the signs all right now?
Nah. Still strongly out of sync. Stage gamma disalignment.
What?
You heard me.
Okay, maybe I'll come back later. Alright, I'll talk to the girl outside again quick. Might know some stuff about what's going on in the church. Because we were warned by our inland empire that we should be getting as much info as we can before we head in there. So the Reaper looked cool yesterday, but honestly, I'm more excited for not just the Sage, but all the healer changes that are gonna come with the Sage being released. Like, they're totally recategorizing healers and they'll be totally different. And I'm curious how that will shake out. Like, they're separating them more clearly between, I think it was barrier healers and direct healers, something like that. I'm curious how that will
The
go.
hit girl kneels on the sea ice. She looks up as you approach.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
Oh, I'll help you, alright?
Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there?
Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
We'll see. Go ahead and tell me.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
Go on.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall, upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me, right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
Like a crab, you say?
What did this crab man look like?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
We don't know exactly yet. What they've said is that they are... I think it was in the... Yeah, it was in the same live letter where they released the Sage teaser. They're saying that they're planning to sort of rework healers a little bit so that they're more distinctly categorized into the barrier healers and the direct healers. So Sage would be one of the barrier healers and Scholar would be the other. And then Astrologian and White Mage would be categorized as the direct healers. So part of that is most people believe that Astrologian is completely losing Nocturnal Sect mechanics and will be getting a sort of replacement gimmick in exchange for losing that versatility that it had. You were wrong. I do believe you.
Why?
Seems too ludicrous for a lie.
I guess so. Anyway, what else?
I'd like to know more about your associates.
My associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
What do you mean? You must know something about them.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
What about you? Tell me something about yourself.
Me? I'm a silver bird.
Okay, maybe I'll ask later about all this.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
Okay, that's it for now. Alright. There may be a mundane explanation for what's going on. But in order to figure that out, we're gonna have to actually go in the church, see what's going on for ourselves.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The
Let's
lock
open this with the
turns
key.
easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
Right.
A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. In the heart of the city.
Okay, what's our thought here? Strange stillness fills you. You should walk here, not run. Yeah, I get the feeling that if I run, or will give out beneath me. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. Get the flashlight in case we'll need it. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. A prayer book has been left open. Bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Yell as loud as you can.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
Stomp your feet and clap your hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me.
The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is.
Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
Look into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Try to see beyond the shadows. Oh, we got a critical failure.
Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin.
What's the darkness like?
Filled with vague shapes of woodwork, the sense of a great height. It's like you see your own face reflected back at you in a vanishing geometry. A strange, alien image that's supposed to be you.
Try to make out something, anything.
There's nothing. You're dizzy and disoriented as you see dark and more dark rising.
Officer, what are you looking at?
Link.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
Oh?
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Ah, there is someone here. Hello?
Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently.
Is this the crab man that she saw?
The crab man?
My reaction speed agrees. Hey, who's there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
The right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use.
Oh yeah, sure. You don't know anything about alcohol use. You got it all under control, Way. I could smell the control all the way over here.
Okay, fine, I'm struggling, but you don't need to lecture me. I know what I need to do.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc Albino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
For some reason, I feel you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
Hmm.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
This Mother of Silence sounds like a serious player. You might want to be careful until you find out what you're dealing with.
You must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
Sorry, you just weren't moving like a human.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
What were you before you became a crab man?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
So many people losing their memory. A certain portent of doom.
Nah, ese, it's not like that. Best thing that could happen to you, losing your memory.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name is Harry Dubois, and my place in the world is Lieutenant Dooley Freighter.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
Okay, fair enough. So what are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who's this mother of silence you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, Ese. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Faith is a kind of drug.
I heard that before, Way, and I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
No, I don't think that's it. I still think they will be mostly DPS with occasional maintenance and emergency healing. I don't think they'll like radically change how healers work to make them like pure healers like some of the specs I've heard about from World of Warcraft. Like, I think they're still gonna inhabit the same general space. I just think they're trying to divide them more clearly between people that do preventative mitigation through stuff like barriers and jobs that just heal you more directly through like heals over time and more stronger direct healing.
There are drugs darker than alcohol circling your system.
I was being insensitive, sorry. Let's move on.
No worries, man. I know this shit takes time.
I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
You should sing for me, the superstar cop.
I ain't from no Marietti, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother.
He lost his cool there for a moment. Seems you hit some nerve.
How'd you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was.
No? What's that?
Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, way. It didn't belong to me.
Right. Other questions?
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
So, you've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Everything? So some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside? Right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
So what do you think about the nightclub that is?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go.
So this guy wouldn't mind if they came in.
Might even be nice to have some company.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Do you know where the other spooker is?
¿Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Wait, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a viejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And you don't know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
Or search through her radio producer.
Okay then, thanks. So this guy's pretty chill. He won't mind if the people outside turn this into a nightclub. Something here. Silk scarf. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. Figure drawn in frost in the window, depicting a deer. Spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. There's some stuff here. Shoes. And some cash here. walls busted. Portable Harman Waushi tape recorder. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna.
A machine stands in the corner,
So this is the
watched
computer.
over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
Hmm.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in the doomed commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
Hmm.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Fell mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer.
Wait, let me just investigate it.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open.
Hmm.
The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Look inside.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Huh.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Fortress accident, like the one in the doomed commercial area?
I have two machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brune, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Interesting.
Saint-Brune, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, that's the doomed commercial area.
Uh-huh.
Anything else I can help you with?
I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log feb tamar.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
Don't know the password?
I will register this login attempt. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Goodbye, Fortress accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Let's try print now.
Nothing happens.
Nothing, okay. Anything else around here? Few decks of reel tape spinning on empty.
In
Let's
white,
look in here.
silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
No.
Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you. As if under a microscope.
No, I am not your bug.
As that bitter thought passes through your head. The lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder with 3 fingers.
I'm not doing that cross either.
Good call. She left us all in the shits. Don't give her a single thing. Just stand there in the apricot-colored light of the window, secretly grinding your teeth. The woman smiles her distant smile, unmoved, struck in half by the crack in the glass.
Reconstruct the cracked glass.
A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you, a ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, a light motif below them both.
I see. So who shattered this?
Unknown. A motor carriage? A gunshot? Someone falling into it? Or maybe just hooligans looking for something to break?
Who is this older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden rights apfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto, what does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then, along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau.
Lieutenant, this used to say after life, death, after...
Death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why is that?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
What's the RCM motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
I like the other one better.
So do I.
Step back.
The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression.
How did I know this is the mother of humanism? Let's just give this a try.
Despite
we got
the
it.
damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is Her Innocence Dolores Day, the innocence
Day.
of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
Wait, what exactly is an innocence?
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A tyrant? No way. An innocence is elected to office by the founding party. Precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built from the ground up to accommodate innocentric rule, should it coincide with our time.
An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
So is one in office now?
No, we are alone.
Okay, when did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Serene, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. Draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed?
Yes! Big bummer! Boring history! Gotta keep it light, man! Keep it moving! Get fucked up instead!
Let's examine this. Where's this coming from?
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away.
Fuck this pain, Bratan! It's unhealthy!
Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene la Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on.
Oh, interesting.
She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history. The DeLorean era.
Wow.
Wow indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress.
I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mesk and the Occident, and even far away Supramuindi, altogether 21 of the 40 Mundial nations of the time, immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning.
Her crowning?
In a city called Advesperaskit in Vespa Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
She must have been beautiful.
Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen.
Then what?
One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else.
What?
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere. Interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the innocents. Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
No. Was there something bad about her? I want to know.
You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity.
Yikes. That's not great.
She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacentic, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her.
Lieutenant Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes. What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
War criminal!
I don't know about that. It was a different time, a different war. Either way, this church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. We should conclude our business and move on.
This is Dolores Day.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the Delorean Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Ravachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them, the 7 sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here.
Who conducted this raid?
Well, your station was involved, I hear. Though I can't be sure.
You're not sure?
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I don't remember being here.
I am pretty sure it was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything more about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
Okay. What's that? Let's go back to, Mr. Crabman and see if he might have seen the password here.
Oh, hey, Wade. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Coffee in the back. Something familiar about that. Coffee and stale cookies.
Have you by any chance heard the Vahida say the password to her radio computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
No need to overdo it. He won't mind sharing it with you.
Just tell me what's the password.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death.
That is true. But what comes after death?
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
What was that about coffee? I feel like I've heard it somewhere before.
Look, man, I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blaze of the mother's glorious heart, but not about the coffee.
Okay then, thanks.
I think we're done here, essay.
Okay, he leaves.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
I guess we'll see on the computer.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated,
Alright.
revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Let's try
The
one more
speaker
time.
comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Okay, I think I might have password.
Please repeat the password.
Afterlife death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Got it.
Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Thanks, but I'm finished.
Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent
Okay.
play and print buttons.
Now we can print this.
The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Okay, let's read that.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
You think this log might be connected to the case?
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
Okay, let's keep reading.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving.
3rd entry.
7th of February, 51. Finally, got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking Eska series, something advanced.
Why would she need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
Mm-hmm. Wharf entry.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna. Had some problems setting it up. Called Simor for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked.
Oh, is this connected with the game studio that was in the doomed commercial district?
I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
A data loss?
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Artists, programmers, Lexi, who are these people?
I think these people worked in the radio computer games business. The one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
Kim has the same idea. Okay, 5th entry. Let's
12th
go.
of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
6th entry.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
Yeah. We've been there. 7th entry.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be?
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
Read the 8th entry.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work.
Oh yeah, there was some good stuff on the stream yesterday. And like a lot of it was very front loaded. So like if you look up the VOD of the Final Fantasy 14 FanFest stream that happened yesterday, you should be able to like just watch what's like the first 2 hours or so. And that'll give you like pretty much all the new information. The rest were just like mostly fun events. Yeah, I do recommend looking up the last piano section, because there are some really funny bits in there. I won't spoil it, but it's pretty hilarious.
That disco man must be a cell.
Must be describing a cell.
The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
Ninth entry.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
That's me. I was the one who broke into that radio computer, and the storekeeper must be Plaisance.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines.
This is how you learn things.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles, crackers, ping pong energy drinks, water, toothpaste, gum, also some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door.
Are they coming back?
A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Oh, hey. Not gonna say hello?
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here. It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
Okay. You all good?
What is it?
I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Doesn't look like a big loss to her. Hey, are you the lead programmer of We're All Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or, no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
Well, I play PSO2 NGS. I will say that I'm definitely interested. I played a little bit of PSO2. It's pretty fun, but the sheer number of ways to horizontally progress in that game were kind of overwhelming for me, so I sort of stopped playing after a while. But with NGS, like, giving it a fresh start, like, I might be interested in trying it out. I don't know if I'll, like, be able to stick with it, because, like, I don't know when it's supposed to release, and Endwalker's coming out in the fall, late fall, and that might be, yeah, I'm naturally gonna want to spend a lot of time in that once it's out. So yeah, I'm interested in it. Like, if there's an open beta, I'll definitely try it out.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back.
Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages.
Hmm.
If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
It still doesn't answer what she's doing in an abandoned church.
That's true. Yeah, I like the combat in PSO2. I liked playing Gunner because it felt a lot like a character action game. Like, you get so many invincibility frames, it's ridiculous. Have you seen the Crab Man?
Nope.
Nope. But you know he's around.
Yes.
He's seen you.
And?
Okay, it's probably not a big deal then.
No, you're right. I'm not.
Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna?
I use the AR-1 as my RAIN prefix processing unit.
Green Prefect, that's your radio computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
That antenna is its processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
I know a little.
All right. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
Wait, what's on air?
On the front, the unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region.
Uh-huh.
It's all around us. That's what on air means.
And the AR-1, is it a good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
She liked telling you this. It calmed her nerves.
So what are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
It's not just rudeness. It really is hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do. And you're not helping.
What about those bowls of water over there?
They are connected to my RAIN prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Right, I'll try not to touch anything. Next question.
Great.
What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask questions.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
A 2mm hole in the world.
She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
Hole in the world. What does that mean exactly?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
I can't even understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it.
You measure it by its surroundings, by that which does exist, which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins.
Where the silence begins.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
Like
But
an
does it
ancient
have
ritual.
anything to do with necroplasmic life forms? Ghosts, in everyday parlance.
Does it have anything to do with ghosts?
Ghosts? No, I don't think so. I don't believe in ghosts.
What about other supernatural entities?
I don't believe in them either.
What not many know is necroplasma exists.
Great. What are we talking about? And why?
Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
Yeah, probably.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark, most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
This is where the Crab Man lives.
I know.
You don't think Crab Man might be somehow responsible here?
No, I don't.
She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning, her hands typing hundreds of commands into the machine.
You said the research isn't going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
That's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world. For now.
Great. Thanks.
How do you feel about enotic dance music?
What? I hate it.
What are you, 40? It's the future of dance music.
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right. But how do you feel about a club for enotic dance music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What do they want to build then?
Take a guess, why don't you?
You said it would be nice.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Right, I'll let you work in peace now. Oh man, they're not playing in a nightclub? Oh. Nothing new here. Let's go talk to those kids again. Yeah, we can tell them what's in there. And get more details on what they're planning. Yeah, it's apparently not a nightclub. Okay, we've got our nice bridge here. Oh, hold on, we got a thought here. Someone's home away from home, just like yours.
Hello again.
Nothing new here. Guess the folks inside might have something to say. Talk to
Hi
the leader
again.
first.
So, how are things going?
I know Noid has his signs, but what's the deal with Egghead there?
He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies.
What's the master of ceremonies?
You know, a host, a declaimer of slogans. He's a performer, gets the people going.
How do you communicate with him?
Well, he's just kind of here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Have you ever really talked to him?
Yeah, sometimes. When I stumble and find my way into his center, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. I get it. He's a puzzle.
A church. I checked it out.
And? What happened?
I talked to the crab man.
Oh man! Who is he? What did you think?
He gave me this odd lecture on alcoholism before rambling on and on about mother's love.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
Just preaching and praying from the looks of it.
No matter. Is he gonna be a problem?
Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about him?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
Actually, he told me he wouldn't mind the nightclub at all.
I dunno, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
Don't worry, I don't think he really gives a damn about you or anyone else.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light! Yeah!
Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
I was using the mainframe when Suna, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, appeared.
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
She said you guys haven't been completely honest with me about your plans.
Come on, man. Who will you trust? A spooky programmer or us? We just want to make the world a better place.
Feel the love! Get down and feel it!
The love? No, I'm really not feeling it at all.
You'll get there, believe me. When we've got our gear set up, things will be flowing and pumping. Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise, about the dance club idea. Ja oder nein? Rocking it or dropping it?
She did not like the Enotic Dance Club idea.
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world! And she doesn't like it at all!
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity?
Unity! Dance!
She made it very clear that she won't leave until her own project is finished.
And you can't just evict her?
No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution.
Look at you, Honor Man!
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music.
The lines in the dark exist! Coexist!
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
DDR. Dance Dance Revolution? Is that a new one?
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it.
Egghead cannot believe what she just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her.
Excellent! Good luck, my friend.
I'm gonna ask you about this tent full of equipment. Hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here.
It does, doesn't it? Told you we have a smell problem.
Wait, I also smell ether. Why?
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
No.
Mixed with a peculiar chemical scent like laundry detergent.
He sniffs the air, then shrugs. A shrug is good enough for us. Why say it when you can shrug it?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah, good to have, bitch to carry. When I
Distilled
first
too.
scattered the place, I did... Oh, it's the one they sell at the fuel station.
What about the engine starting
The
fluid?
engine starting fluid? It's for starting engines.
How's that extra high ether content working out for you? Does it do the trick?
I guess it does.
You know, maybe that slight scent of ether I felt before is somehow connected to ethyl ether.
No idea, man. The what now?
Out the Nosifed.
Oh,
Nosifed
I have
Ultra.
a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose.
Sound fine to me.
That's all.
Nosifed is the shit.
Yes. What?
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Let's see if we can pump up our logic. Or maybe we can talk to Egghead and try to figure him out.
Close. True, hard, full, car. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All car. All right. Yeah.
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement.
Hardcore. Ah.
A little worried it isn't.
The question is, what is the question?
That would have been good if I had asked you a question, but I didn't. Now it's just idiotic.
But there was a question? We're close. True. Hard. Hardcore. Hardcore is internally coherent. All car.
Okay.
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore. The question is, what is the question? But there was no question. We're close. True. Hard. Hardcore. Hardcore is a mega. Here comes the night.
Okay.
We're true. Hard. Full. Car. Hardcore. Hardcore is a mega. Internally coherent. All car. All right. Yeah.
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore. Ah. Is it though? One mind, one spirit.
This is certainly a puzzle.
True, hard, full, car, hardcore. Yeah! Spinning out lyrics since the day I was born. And the amount of lyrics I got is against the law. We're true, hard, full, car, hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Here comes the night.
Okay.
True, hard, hardcore. Hardcore is internally coherent. All car, all right, yeah. Gotta get the people going. Yeah, request. I want everybody.
Okay, let's try the other side.
True, hard,
Dude.
Hardcore! Hardcore is internally coherent. All car! Alright! Yeah! Gotta get the people going! Yeah.
I already did that.
Vic, true! Hard! Hardcore! Hardcore is internally coherent. All car! Alright! Gotta get the people going! Yeah.
Oh, I meant to do the other
Vic,
one.
true! Hard! Full! Car! Hardcore! Hardcore is internally coherent. All car! All... Gotta get the people. I'm the party boy. It's my job.
To the party boy.
Hardcore party 20. Vic, true, hard, full, hardcore. Hardcore is internally coherent. All car. Gotta get the people going. I'm the party boy. It's my
I
job.
think I'm also a party boy.
Two on a track. Vic, true, hard, hardcore. Hardcore is a mega. Internally coherent. All car. All right. Yeah.
He furrows his.
Hardcore. The question is, what is the question? But there was a question.
Okay, a little
close.
further.
True, hard, full.
Yeah, it's just a dialogue tree. It's kind of trolling you.
Hardcore is a mega. Internally coherent. All car.
He furrows his.
Hardcore. Is it though? But is it? I mean, really?
What is the question?
No, but seriously.
Here we go.
I'm a bit worried it isn't.
Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hard.
Here we go.
What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore. Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper? It's like it's only ultra.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
It's only ultra hardcore.
It is, isn't it? I knew it. But how could it become harder core? I know the answer in my heart, but cannot sink it in my head. If this is not hyper, how could anything be?
Try to think if anything could make it harder core.
What? Guys, there's something happening in his head.
Think even harder.
Oh yeah! He's doing it!
My imagination fails me.
I know! So does mine!
Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question?
No! This is the answer!
Wait, I just remembered something. I'm the police.
Uh-huh.
Actually, it's more likely to hinder us.
Oh.
Needs something else, something extra.
Yeah!
You a thought reader?
No nation, but transnation! No war, but class war!
So you're not a thought reader, you're a communist?
He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Elysium. She was a communist, though.
Yeah! With the rebel yell!
Does that mean you're a thought reader?
Don't be a lunatic. Of course he isn't. Jermaine here just yells random things. Odds are, sooner or later one of them will come off as fault reading.
Yeah! Reversion imperative!
Unless you were thinking Reversion imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with Eggs yelling. I know what you mean.
You're right, I wasn't thinking that.
Hardcore superstar!
But why aren't you a communist? Communism is the truth.
I can be a communist. If you want that, do you want me to be a communist?
Please don't turn him into a communist. Oh yeah, turn him into a communist. Come on, it would be super.
Be a communist, Egghead. The future needs your help. You guess he's a communist now. Tell me something else, again.
Communism rules the nation!
Right on, comrade luminary.
Here comes the sun!
Your real name Jermaine?
Dark Hard Hardcore! Jermaine Egghead! Basically, yes it is.
Why are there lungs on your belt buckle?
Lungs are for love!
Why would lungs be for love?
When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body. For the world loved her, and she loved it back. Yeah!
Bourgeoisie love from a bourgeoisie god queen towards a world getting rapidly more bourgeoisie. That's lungs for you.
Objectively, it was good for its time, and they sort of screwed it up after she passed, like they always do. Don't listen to that retrograde class warrior, Egg.
Your body can tell you what Arno van Eyck's jam is missing to make it harder core.
You know it in your lungs
success.
where the pressure should vibrate. In your heart that's alone. And in your solar plexus where the hits should land. So does every caudate animal.
Needs more bass.
What?
And a melody. A good melody is what makes a song really stick so that you can't get it out of your head anymore.
Wow, okay. We should start with the melody. But where would we get that stuff from?
I don't know. I was thinking you would know.
I'm sorry. I don't know anything about Nordic music. I'm just the party boy. I get the people going and say it's hardcore.
He feels ashamed. He can't be of more service to the future of dance music.
Okay, I'll look into it. In an official capacity, it's up to the police to make the beats go harder.
The young man falls silent with appreciation. He even tries to contain his smile, as if it could hinder your investigation.
Basically, what you need to find here is a tape with some banging music on it, so that Egghead could use it to remix Van Eyck's jam.
Yeah, maybe that street hawker across the pawn shop has got some tapes to sell. That's just an idea.
Anyway, that's all yours to figure out, Copman.
Copman!
Hey, I have a tape with me. Maybe you can use it to improve Van Eyck's jam.
Tape! Yeah! Spins the tape into the space escape! Yeah!
Got you this banging mega mix. Give him the great Doorgunner mega mix.
Alright! No! No, no! This is gonna make people scared! Keep it positive! Keep the love in the house!
What about this one? Give him the smallest church in Saints.
Righteous! No! No, can't do! This is gonna make people sad! This isn't sadcore!
Okay.
Communism forever!
Alright, goodbye, Egghead.
Alright! Here comes the night!
Alright, so if we get more tapes, we can come back here.
Hi again. So, how things going?
This is a godly logic check.
Goodbye, officer.
Let's see if we have anything to help with that. Any logic? Use that. Use that. Use that. Becoming the most logical person possible. Okay, now let's see if there's anything we need to remove here. No, that one reduces the logic. Let's give this check a shot.
Hi again. So, how things going?
We've got an even odds now. We can take another shot too.
Okay, so the Speed Freaks want to start a club for dance music. That much checks out. Youths like music. You feel as though you might have liked music more when you were young, too. But you digress.
What's the gist of it?
The gist of it is, they want to turn the church into a club, but a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. This is going well. Plus, and it has to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Red Panda Rascal.
All in
Story
all,
checks
you
out.
really can't tell what that mean programmer grandma was talking about.
Goodbye, officer.
Okay, can we throw anything in logic? Yeah, we can throw 1 point there. Let's do that. See if we can do this now.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
One more shot.
A number
Yeah,
of things
success.
don't add up. Let's take a look.
Got bad news for you, Andre. Things don't add up. Yeah, I gave him a nice little shave.
What things?
No more free food in the beard.
He senses something is wrong.
This isn't the makings of a club. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
You have no headphones. Wouldn't a cell need her headphones to spin tape?
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
Where's his friend? Did he lose his friend?
What do you mean, friend?
The other speaker, you only have one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
That Nocifed is here for its active ingredients.
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
The distilled water, yet cornerstone of a clean lab.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lawbringer?
The ethyl ether from Capri Lange, a solvent. Good for getting acting agent out of solution.
Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether.
There's no need for me to pile on anymore, is there?
No shit.
Tuna said you've been lying about your plans. Your answer was very unconvincing.
Fuck, man. It's difficult to get along with some people, but we're trying to make an effort. We are on a mission here.
In short, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab.
That's... Come on, that's...
Against the law?
I meant to say, not true.
So, what are we gonna do with you?
What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop back. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing. The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this.
I don't really care. I just wanted to crack the case.
Really?
Really. Wanted to ask you about something else.
You wanted to just ask me about something else?
Or you can tell me the plan for the church really was.
He thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth, but closes it again, then finally raises his hands.
Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not going to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Revachol.
Because we are! We totally are!
We just got to turn it into a speed lab first. You know,
Yeah,
To
okay.
get our foot in the door.
And why did you need me?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
They're not really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there.
But the sign was way off too. I couldn't feel the love at all.
So, what now?
This is it. Judgment time.
Okay. I'm gonna show them some lenience. Let's do this clean. No speed lab, just a club for anodic music.
Yeah!
I knew it.
Hmm.
It's impossible now.
No, Andre, it's harder now. This hard cop has come to show us how much the fish is, and the fish is always so much more. We all know there was never going to be a club for anodic music with the speed lab. Now it has a fighting chance.
So there was never going to be a club in there?
There needs to be a club for anodic music in there. Needs to. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it here. It's all just drugs and we're slaves and I can't. We are running out of time.
Yeah. He gets smarter than he seems.
We need a win, Andre. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light.
Right. Let's call this incident crime prevention, but I have my eye on you.
Okay, we'll try to do it without the drugs. We'll do a straight club up in there, spinning the maddest reels, and nothing but, I swear to God. Okay, Egg?
From here on, it'll be straight all the way.
All right.
Goodbye, officer.
So now we just need to convince the programmer that she should let him do this. Maybe we'll be able to help her with the mystery, the hole in the world. Hello again.
Yes, what is it?
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre. He wants to make it work.
I don't want to make anything work.
Hold on, you don't want to make anything work?
Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
Alright, got your message.
Good.
Got very good check here. Let's give that a try.
Easy. When her research is done, she can move out.
Yeah. Well, her problem, she has no reason to be here anymore. Listen, about your research. You mentioned earlier it's not going very well. Maybe I can help with something?
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
But if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to the Boom Boom anymore. Just think about it.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair.
Alright. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
Is this the filament you're looking for?
No, that's the production schedule you stole and accessed without authorization. I don't need it.
Wrong one.
In his defense, it was simply lying in the desk drawer of an abandoned cubicle.
Okay, but still.
What's an offsite copy and why do you need it?
It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio computer.
She's making it extra simple for you.
The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament.
By your old workspace, do you mean the studio of Fortress Accident in the doomed commercial area?
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
And where exactly is the offsite copy?
There's this giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. It's there. Don't worry, you can't miss the bear. It's hideous.
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying...
I found a note from the Ice Bear fridge. It said the offsite copy had been moved to a safer place.
Wait, a note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory?
It said the offsite copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Suliswa.
Jawiza. Of course! Our project lead, Suliswov Jawiza. God, he was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. And feature creep, and the Valley of the Heads. Like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous.
Anomalous?
And the heads... I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks.
I found the ice cream maker, but couldn't get it open. It's completely frozen.
This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out.
There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear.
Why can't you go and get the filament yourself?
The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse. Whatever that means.
Why does she think you're part of the curse?
Because she's from Martinez, and people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil.
Don't be too harsh. That's only because of their socio-economic situation.
Yes, but she literally started praying for the higher powers when she first saw my Rame Civic. I'm not making this up.
The lieutenant coughs like he's amused.
Once I came in one morning, only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and amulets. Wards. It looked like some Semenine magic. So what I need you to do here is go have a talk with her, say that you're a policeman and need to get to the building's basement. Then bring me the offsite copy. Alright?
Alright. I'll look for it.
Thanks.
Oh.
And here's my Qualsund multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the
Perfect,
offsite
just what
copy,
we
then you
needed
can
for
keep
that.
the Qualsund.
It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Qualsund.
Alright. So we'll leave for now. Okay. On the way back, let's take a look at the other traps we missed. But we do need to get back into the city proper. All right. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. Back here. Right, so where was... Hmm. To get my bearings a little bit here. This is a slightly large area. Ah, that's right. It's past here. Right here, there it is. Almost impossible to get a fire going. It's near the station, near the ocean.
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. But the reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake in the lazily falling rain. It's good the cryptozoologists left. This isn't a very cozy place to stay night after night. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Yes, locusts.
One more of these and we're done.
Or it wasn't in here.
I'm just glad we haven't found some poor cat trapped in one of these.
Okay, I think there's just the one left. I think that's by the canal. There it is.
It takes you a moment, but finally you spot the last of Morel's traps. This one's partially obscured by the reeds.
Let's see what's in you.
The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. Some tufts have been crushed. The broken stalks seem like a rebuke. The sound of the city hums in the east. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. No locusts.
No locusts.
No phasmid either, but still.
Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a real monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others, like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
I do get the feeling that someone or something may have messed with the trap.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not.
But what if it was the phasmid? What if it ate them and got out?
Right. Anyway, that's for the cryptozoologists to figure out now. We're not cryptozoologists. We're cops.
Okay. We'll leave for now. Right. Here we go. Press this. You have any cool tapes?
That's good, officer.
If he really wants to save the economy, he'd let you pay. You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places. The box smells like cat piss or like an old person with no money.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first-hand, buy second-hand. Keep the economy moving.
Find something worth salvaging.
No good.
Failure.
All you can come up with are some treated wool pants. You can tell they're too tight around your thighs and too loose around the waist.
Discard
No
them.
luck? Why not take another look, officer?
Buy these itchy pants. No luck. Maybe we try again later.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Oh. Quick question, got any tapes?
Tapes? You mean like music tapes? No, music is out. Don't listen to music. I sell extremely cool sunglasses if you want to get your mojo going.
We have no idea whatsoever where I could find tapes.
Tapes? Tapes are everywhere. They're worthless. Kids throw them in the trees. There's one in the bushes, right behind this lorry. No one would ever throw a good pair of high-quality plastic sunglasses in the bushes, mister.
You should have a look. It's better than nothing.
Okay, fair enough.
The hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane. Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches, fluttering in the breeze.
Good hawthorn.
Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk, number 8102. Underneath a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant.
Oh? Okay, let's put on some stuff. Wait, what's the check again?
The gnarled hawthorn
Interfacing. Got some things that will help with that. I think it's just that. Do you have anything that's lowering it? No. Okay, let's give this a shot.
The hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane. A wintry breeze blows by, making the magnetic tape flutter. With slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending, and unraveling, you manage to extricate the magnetic tape from the branches. It curls up into a mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to re-spool it, so that you could hear what's on the tape. Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you with this.
What's the tape for?
It's for Egghead. I promised to make his Van Eyck's jam hit a bit harder. Maybe this tape can help.
How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it?
I'm not sure, but I'll find out. Maybe Egghead can point me in the right direction.
You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street. We shouldn't waste our time.
Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pawn shop uses similar tape.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Load into the bookstore. Then I think we'll call it a day for today. We will continue on this quest for the filament next week. Okay. Let's see who's online. Chrono Cottage. I think they had something going on today. Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but I think they'll be good to raid. I have a hunch. So let's do that. Gonna send you all to Chrono Cottage. And we finished for today. Thank you for watching. It's been gay.